Good evening. I got a quick question for you. Tonight, I do want to talk about the 3 keys of lasting love. But first, I need to know, do you think lasting love is important?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think it's even possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, you're romantics. And what I want to share to you is, because how many people saw the Notre Dame Cathedral today? How sad is that?
Yeah.
And I've been to that thing. But what I want to tell you is, when you see something like that, you're like, man, life is short. Life is super short. And you might have thought, hey, maybe someday I'll go see the cathedral. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. And it's the same thing with relationships. We think we got all the time in the world. We think that, hey, someday I'll get around to it. But you know what? It's not a good way to think, because you can miss out on a very important part of your life. And I'm a relationship coach. That's what I do. And when I talk to people, if you ask me, I'm talking about the most important decision you will ever make in your life. Who are you going to build your life with? It's a hugely important decision. And there's 3 decisions, I would say: romance, finance, and your health. Miss any one, and your life is just not fulfilling. So what I want to share to you tonight is just a couple things, some tools that you might want to consider if you're considering a relationship. The first tool, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the first thing I think anyone needs to be in a relationship, because do you think relationships are hard?
Yes.
They're hard. You know what you need first? Chemistry. Do you know why you need chemistry? Because relationships are hard. And chemistry is something that will get you through the hard days. Because you have to have something to hold on to. Because they're going to be hard days. And what I say to people, and chemistry is a very nebulous thing. It's kind of like this game of duck, duck, goose. It's like duck, duck, duck. Oh, goose! All of a sudden you feel chemistry with someone. Almost instantaneously. And this chemistry not only applies to romantic relationships, but also to your friends. Do you notice how sometimes you just meet people and you feel connected to them? How did that happen? Chemistry. It's the same thing. And then we go through how many people, nowadays you can swipe, right? Oh my God, swipe. Oh, looks good. Oh, this one looks good. You go meet them. Oh man, so glad to meet. No chemistry. Man, it's really annoying. But chemistry is a really important part of the puzzle. And what I say to you, I was just talking to a coach, and I like what she said. She said, look, I can't help you if you don't do anything. And I'm the same way. When I coach for dating coaching, right? You got to date somebody. Otherwise, I can't help you. And my point to you is, if you have chemistry with someone, let's say you meet someone with chemistry. Guess who you just met? You have just met your teacher. And that person is going to teach you so much if you're willing to stay. And most people give up way before they learn the lesson. But I will tell you this, if you stay long enough to learn the lesson, this is what I tell my clients. Look, if you stay long enough to learn the lesson, you get to take all the tools that you learned with you to the next person. And there will come a day in your life where you'll be thankful for that person. Thank you for the lesson. Because you taught me what I don't want. And now I know what I do want. So it's very valuable to me. To me, all I need you to do is date anybody and then get feedback. I believe in mentorship. Everything I've learned in life that I can do well is from having a mentor. Period. End of story. And I learned how to do this coaching from my mentor. She's been doing it for over 40 years. I find the best person I can learn from, and then I ask them for help. I don't care what you want to do in life. I really don't. But if you want to do it well, ask someone who's already doing it well. I will tell you that. And this is what I want to tell you about. The thing is, why I tell you go in there in the game and learn something from somebody is because you're going to meet 2 kinds of people in life. If it doesn't work out, they're called a muscle builder. they're making you stronger. And these people are very valuable because people want to wait and meet the perfect person. Well, there's a problem with that theory because, one, there are no perfect people. That's very disappointing. But guess what? We're not perfect either. Everybody is wounded. You just want to see someone. This is what I say. You're not going to meet your soulmate. Your soulmate is someone who will walk with you. And when they walk with you, they become your soulmate. When they accept you for who you are, all bones and all kinds of stuff, right? Then you got something to work with. So all I'm looking for in chemistry is enough chemistry that you're willing to stay in the game on the bad days. And you know where relationships build? Relationships don't build on the good days. No one calls me and goes, hey, James, guess what? My relationship's going so well, I just wanted to call and tell you. It never happens. They're like, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to communicate. I don't know what to say. I'm really in a tough spot. But you know what I say? No problem. I can help you. You know why? Because relationships are built on the bad days. And I expect it to be messy. They're like, oh my God, it's messy. I'm like, of course it's messy. I'm not worried. Don't worry. It's messy. Relationships are messy. You know why? Because we're at our most vulnerable. You know why? Because we're not in control. I don't know about you, but control is really important to me. And relationships, you just don't have it. In fact, if you really want a relationship, you got to let go of it. Oh my God, how scary is that? Oh my God. Here's the keys to my heart. But I will tell you this. Don't give your keys to just anybody, because they will wreck your car. So how do you tell someone who can be a lasting love in your life? How can you even begin to tell you that? Well, I will tell you this. When I'm working with people, and in my own life, you know how I got married to my wife? She did one simple thing that no one had ever done. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
From the day I met her, she kept every agreement she ever made to me. I'm talking simple agreements. I'm not talking earth-shattering agreements. I told her I'll call you on Tuesday. You know what she did? She picked up the phone. She picked up the phone. And then she's from Taiwan, so it's no easy measure. She was just here on vacation when we met. Do you know how many agreements I had to make for that to happen? And how many she had to keep? I had to go to Taiwan, meet her dad. And I had to ask her dad, hey, can I marry your daughter? And you might think, man, that's crazy. That's so old-fashioned, James. But I will tell you this. I am not in the fashion business, even though I might look it. I am not in the fashion business. I'm in the relationship business. I'm in the get the relationship you want business. And for me, the second thing that I gave some of you that cheat on, what makes a relationship? Courtship. Do you know what courtship is? Courtship is a test of time. And that's why I say if you want to be with someone, see if they can keep their agreements over time. And if they can keep simple agreements, then we can add complexity. But when a client calls me and says, hey, James, I met this great guy, I go, that's cool. I feel so much chemistry. I'm so excited. That's cool. You know what I ask? What's the next agreement? What does he want to do? Because to me, if you're going to meet a guy, you know what a guy needs? You know what a guy needs? He needs a plan and a purpose. And I have so many relationships where they meet people, you meet a great guy, but he just doesn't have a plan. So people complain to me, James, you don't give enough male advice. Well, because you guys don't pay me. But I will give you some male advice right now for every man in this room. If you have a plan, you present that plan. It's an offer. Here's my plan. This is what I want to do with you. In 6 months, I want to get married, or in a year, I want to get married, I want to have children. Just offer a plan. Just offer a plan. And this is what I try to tell people. I'm not trying to talk anybody into working with me, for one thing. Or when I tell the client, You're not trying to talk anybody into anything. It's an offer. It's an offer. Like, here's what I want to do. And then it's an agreement. And that's why I tell you, I'm looking for agreements over the test of time. Courtship is a test of time. It takes a year to get to know somebody. For real. And the biggest financial decision you'll ever make is who you marry. You know why? Because marriage is a business. And if you don't think it's a business, try getting divorced. Costs you a lot of money. You really need to pick character. You need to be really focused on, man, what kind of person is this? And you know how I tell the character of a person? Here's what I want to know. Think about this for a second. You're in the emergency room. You just broke something here, you're bleeding to death, whatever. They ask you, who's your emergency contact? Whose number are you putting down? And I hope it's the person you have a relationship with. And I hope they're there for you on the bad days. So I remember when I was with my wife, she comes from a very stable family, but Chinese family, come on. Very stable family, very cool, right? And I come from an alcoholic background, Irish family, it's a mess. And I remember one day I said to her, look, how come you're still here? And that's what the right person can do for you. They can pull you up. If you can get with the right person, they can help you to become what we call secure. And how do you become secure in life? How do you build a relationship with them? Make and keep agreements. My teacher said this, the only way you know you love yourself is by the commitments you're willing to make and keep. That's the bar. And I would say very simply, if you can find somebody who's willing to make and keep agreements with you, you got something to build. I'll tell you this last story. The last story. So I met my wife, we're about a year and a half into it. No, well, over a year. I'm in the car. And I'm driving to the most dangerous place on earth. Tiffany's. Because when you go to Tiffany's, it's going to cost you some money. And this is what is different from men. Men commit when they sign on the dotted line. Women commit when they have sex, actually, when they just get with the body. But you have to sign on the dotted line. So I'm driving to the place. And the ring's going to cost me $15,535. Now, for some of you, that might make much, but it was about 20% of my total net worth. I'm broke. 20% of my net worth. I call up my friend. I go, man, I'm going to get the ring, man. Do you think I should do it? Do you think I should? You know what he told me? Best investment you'll ever make. I couldn't really argue with that. Put the phone down, and I got the ring. And it's the best investment I ever made. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the most important because it will set up your whole life. Who you choose to be your partner will set up the domino effect of your whole life. I think it's the most important choice you'll ever make. And I hope you really consider it strongly. Just think about it. And very simply, find someone you have